What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 6 of the Game Mates podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jack Valentine, alongside that man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, it's a myth.
Duncan Chalmers.
It's a myth. What are we gonna? What's up? What's up?
Not much. Had my day off that wasn't a day off, really.
Yeah.
As it is nowadays.
We've been busy shit.
Yeah, today's been a very productive day. Busy. Since we came together last, I've been sick.
Me too.
Down with the sickness.
Ooh,
Down with the, yeah.
Yeah.
Bada beep boop bap. And been playing a lot. Been playing a fair bit. There's been a lot to get through.
Been some video games in our lives.
There have been writing, trying to keep up with the news, the trends, the kids, what they're doing.
Kids are hard to keep up with.
Yeah, the kids aren't all right. How are you? What's up with you?
I'm good. Yeah, about the same. We've had a very, very, very busy evening.
We've been fucking people. Pardon me. We've been really busy. So, buckle up, because it's going to be a very busy week for us and on our channels.
It's true.
Numerous outlets, and if you're not watching this on YouTube, you can find us at youtube.com/GameMates.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, where are you watching it?
Well,
someone else is uploading our stuff.
Someone shared it to, which means we've made it.
Yeah.
And also someone might have shared it to Facebook. So,
yeah, maybe.
if you're watching this in the little Facebook link, don't do that. Go on YouTube, because that actually counts as a view. It probably does on Facebook too.
I don't know.
But go like it on
subscribe
YouTube.
button.
And there's this great minds think alike. Duncan,
Yeah,
we've got a few topics planned for this week.
we do. We do indeed.
You want to get part 1 kicked right in the ass?
Let's
get
do
going?
it.
So, Sony,
Yeah.
man, that's Sony. Oh,
Somebody dropped their balls.
yeah, everywhere. They're just fumbling.
Mostly Europe, because that's where everything's come from.
So, yeah. And they have a tendency to... I don't know. I was trying to figure a way of working a slippery balls joke in there, but all I could think of was Europeans not showing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 Slim
Yeah.
is real, and we have had it. Not only is it just hey, it leaked online. So
Not only.
someone's literally got one. They went to a shop in England and bought one. So pictures went up online of the box, and everyone's like, "Oh, this could be real. It looks pretty. It looks pretty legitimate."
Legit. I thought it was legitimate.
Yeah.
Looking.
Then we see the unit out of the thing, along with all the wires and packaging. It's okay. And then Eurogamer, I guess, managed to get in touch with this.
Stormed the door open.
Well, yeah.
Show me your PS4.
Yeah. Managed to get in touch with the man or woman who has this thing,
The
and
bastard who has that
yeah.
thing.
Well, not so much. Just a very intelligent person that walked into the store and thought, "Oh, I'm just here to buy a PlayStation 4." Whichever dumb shopkeeper decided to sell
The
it.
bumbling fool.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's we can link a video in our description. For some pictures. We have been retweeting stuff all week on the Game Mates Twitter channel if you haven't seen it. But it is just literally a slim PS4. It's smaller. Notable changes are...
It's smaller.
Yeah, it's smaller. They've done away with the split design, so it's just one kind of black brick now. It still has its little slant going on. Actual clickable buttons to power on and eject now, which are obviously a big improvement. I don't know why anyone thought after the last generation that having little tactile tap buttons was still a good way to go.
I haven't had a problem since my 360. And even then, that was my own fault for kicking my foot around too much while I was playing games.
My cats turned my Xbox One off so many times.
Your cats probably would, given that it's
bastards.
Yeah,
they
are. They both hate me.
They don't. They're just going. They're under a lot of stress right now, Duncan.
Why?
Well,
because we got cracked down and get this content out.
I'm under a lot of stress. I come home from one job. I start drinking. They're just sat in the corner crying, looking at me like. They're like my children, and I don't, I went, like the other day I ran out of food, so, they went...
food?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so they went like an afternoon without food until I
One
went
whole
and
afternoon.
got... Yeah, well they were... Well, one of them is so big that he needs food constantly.
I believe
Tiny little bits, but, So the PS4 Slim...
Yeah.
Now your bastard cats won't turn it off. Also, the hard drive slot, because they've done away with that split design, actually has a dedicated port on the side of it now. So I think it's going to be easier to interchange that. It's cool, but a feature that I was going to say, I'll come to in a minute, I'm guessing means we won't get. So, this thing is real. A lot of people were kind of just like screaming at Sony, so what is this? Like, is this the Neo? The packaging suggested it was just branded as PS4, like it wasn't a new thing. So Sony have confirmed, obviously, begrudgingly confirmed that it is a reimagining of the PS4 that will exist alongside the Neo. So we are now 2 weeks away from their event in New York.
September 7th.
Yeah. So that puts us 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks exactly. So I can only assume they come out on stage,
they just drop a box for the PS4 Slim and say, "Here you go. You already know.
Yeah, you already know. Fuck off.
Here's something
your tickets
better.
are non-refundable. You just flew to New York, you fucking bastards."
Here's something better. They walk off stage. This huge footage about the Neo plays.
Yeah, and then it's so big on the screen, and then it says actual size next to it. It's like, it's $6,000, and you won't fit it in your home. It comes with a complimentary tarp, so you can keep it in your shed.
But it does 4K, so it's worth it.
Does 4K, runs 6,000 teraflops.
No, 6 trillion.
What?
It'd have to be 6 trillion.
Was the word they kept
that was Microsoft's beauty word. Teraflops. I spent 20 minutes on the internet trying to figure out what that was.
I don't think they know what it is.
I
It's got Terra in it, which
So
is
it's
kind of
big.
like Terra. Oh, yeah. And Flop, which is probably what it's going to be. Well, wasn't my strongest joke.
Also a little sick.
Yeah.
In the head.
Anyway.
Do you really think the Neo's going to be flop?
No, I mean Scorpio.
Oh.
I think, because that's going to come out. I think Neo now, because we've had confirmation of the Slim being what it is, I think this sets us up to see the Neo delayed until summer, fall 2017.
Yeah.
And it
Off-season,
is set up to compete with the Scorpio now. I don't think it's going to be
within a week of each other again.
Oh god,
That'd be
that
funny.
would be amazing. Like that was the coolest thing to be.
It really was to be a part of.
Because like I thought it was pretty cool getting in on like the 360 generation like a couple of years in and being like, oh, you're in on the ground. Like this is a new console. This is so cool. Like, and being at an age where I was really into gaming for that.
Yeah.
But then the PS4 and the Xbox One was another story entirely.
That was
it's just crazy.
It was so interesting because you had people who had nothing in common as far as what games they played, both hyped for the same time span.
Yeah.
Completely separate reasons.
I mean, it was literally like, it was crazy. Christmas in November.
That was actually, like we were both involved in the retail point.
Different point. It was before we met.
Video games. Yeah. And it's just, wow, crazy time. Long nights.
Yeah, crazy. But so the Neo, I don't think it will be a direct like side by side with Scorpio, because I think Scorpio is going to literally be a computer with an Xbox logo on it. But I think Neo will stay true to what the PS4 is and be it's a games console, but it is gonna it'll have some kind of really improved specs.
Yeah.
I think the thing for them to do would be to just put more RAM in it. I don't think they'll do it because it will put manufacturing cost up so much.
RAM's not that bad though.
But they'll
when you look at everything, RAM's really
low. Can you get 10 gig of RAM?
That'd be stupid. Comes in units of 4.
I don't know anything about, I don't know anything about RAM. So
I've never actually looked at the specs on
Xbox
One.
They go into the RAM shop. I'll take 2.5. Just give me.
That's
4
actually
pieces.
legit because 256 megabytes was a thing.
Oh,
that's a bad example.
All right. Well, I'm thinking of going to the butcher's shop, and you want 2 joints of beef.
I want 2 rams, please.
Yeah, 2. With its horns on the head.
No, that's what you say when you're at Zur. When you go visit Zur on the weekend. I would like 2 rams, please. See, next time I make a Zur reference, I'm going to have the strange
This is why
coin
we
from
also
Taken
need...
King
in
my pocket.
I should have given you mine.
I have... That would be the 2.
This is why we should do audio versions of the podcast too, because we just had that long pause there, and everyone would be and check their phones because they think something's wrong with it. But we're just we're just being fuckers. Yeah, so we need to do that once a week, but we'll mix it up. So, yeah, well, imagine they came out and said, well, it's got 12 gig of RAM then. Because I think that would really throw Microsoft for a loop, because I don't think they're going to really do that much to the score for I don't know.
I don't know. I think that expecting 4K resolution on consoles isn't very realistic
price-wise. It just doesn't matter.
Well, not just that, but it's not realistic price-wise to have true 4K content because my computer is stronger than an Xbox One and a PS4.
And you still can't really get...
Oh my god, Fallout, I was getting 2 frames a second.
So this is my gripe that I find a lot with consoles. You look at the PS3 and it targeted baseline HD, so 720p 30 frames, and you play games even Last of Us when it came out, a technical masterpiece, gorgeous game, but it constantly had frame drops, and it just didn't matter back then because we weren't used. PC players obviously would have been used to it, but I, as a console player, just wasn't really used to it. So when the PS4 comes out, playing Knack and Killzone Shadowfall, I was like, Jesus Christ! It's so fast, and it was almost hard to adjust to.
Yes. I noticed that when I switched from my monitor to my new TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a massive difference.
So now you've got a lot of first-party games end up being 60 frames and 1080p, but you'll still get dips. Just perfect the one thing you're already trying to do before moving on to a new project. Make sure you can guarantee the 1080p for 60 frames without a single drop or anything. Because
I'm going to blame that on the developers for not doing their due diligence, though.
Yeah, but
it's responsibility on both sides, but a lot of it I just laugh and I'm just lazy devs.
Well, that's just, I think at the same time though, you have, unless you're a true third party, you always have stronger ties to one company, right?
That's true.
So a lot of the time, EA, Xbox for Battlefield, right? Then you've got COD is now PlayStation,
Yeah,
but
Activision clearly loves Sony.
Well, I would too, because I think the last 2 games they put out have looked as good as they have because of the PS4. Because I think when you look at Ghost, which was still the Xbox thing, and it just looked kind of like shit, really. I don't know.
But Ghost was made to be strongly playable at 360 and PS3.
True. Okay, I take that one back then. But I don't know. I don't know. Odd. I think it's odd. So, I think, it's down a lot to making sure it works on both consoles. So, a lot of the time, you would... people don't care about it anymore. It would just be considered a clickbait article. But there were so many articles after the launch saying, only runs at 720p on the Xbox and whatever else, so... But, I know what I want. What PS4 Slim is a surefire thing in the bag. We know that's happening.
Yeah.
I think that, you made the joke about them just chucking a box out to the audience. I think September 7th they come out and they say, yeah, it's available
tomorrow
now. Like essentially,
Yeah.
you can order it online now, or it'll be in stores by next week, basically. And I think we will see a price cut on the PS4.
I think that there's been, I can't remember where I saw it, but heavily rumored that that's going to happen very soon, like as soon as September 7th kind of thing.
Right.
But I can't remember the article that I saw about that.
Because I remember they said it a while back, but I just thought, like, it didn't matter before because the PS4 was still selling at such an exponential rate now. Recently, I remember the Xbox One outsold it, and I can't remember what month that was, but I remember it was a big month for releases. I think it was around E3 time. There was some great sales going on, and
great sales, and Microsoft had a killer E3 performance.
Yeah,
they both did. They really both did.
And at this point, it just is right. Like, you have the Xbox that, they've got their $4.99 or, like, in Canada, $3.99 in the States, or I think it is anyway.
There's also, there are lower options now, but I mean, they're focusing on 1 terabyte instead.
In the States, it starts at fucking $2.99 for a 500 gig model. That's, like, fucking pocket change for a next-gen system. And that's the Slim version, too. I think if so, because in the States, it's $350 now for a PS4. So I think if they come out and say $2.99 in the States, $350 in Canada, or like $3.99 in Canada, sure, but you get the brand new system. I mean, are there any, like, because you're waiting for the Neo, but would there be anything that would push you to say, like, fuck it, I'll just get the Slim?
Well, the biggest thing is I want a box that can do 4K on, like, and take advantage of it on my TV.
Right.
Because right now my PC is the only thing that does, and I wouldn't be opposed to separating my PC from my television.
Right.
And having them on separate screens. So the ability to take advantage of the 4K content through Netflix originals and stuff like that, eventually cable when that becomes more universal, which is eventually going to happen. Oh, excuse me.
Sick as a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that we're doing this, and we're doing this for, oh man, this is our almost 5 in a row. We still got, like, at least one more to go. But you know what?
Yeah.
That's dedication.
We've been doing this since about, 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
So, and it's now 11:45. So.
Yeah, so we're, get bent!
Yeah, jog on.
Yeah, that would, like, the fact that it's almost guaranteed to do 4K,
Right.
Like video, video content is there, but at the same time, Sony has enough IPs that I would want to take advantage of in 4K that I'm gonna hold off on the hope that I see some exclusives that run, even if it's just mostly upscaled content and it isn't like true 4K. There's enough there that I'm just gonna wait, unless they come out and they're like, I can pick up a Slim PS4 for $300, then I'd be like, I can't beat that.
If they say $350, I'll get a PS4
and
Slim, I'll sell you my old one.
Yeah, and that'll tide me over until.
Yeah. So, the one thing I was going to mention earlier.
Yeah, you've got a list.
Well,
just one
sort
thing.
of. They've revamped the DualShock. I know it's kind of dumb, but like they've made it now so that on the touchpad on your controller, there's a little thin strip at the top, which allows light to pass through it from the light bar. Now, the light bar has been such a point of contention because it doesn't really do anything.
No.
I think that in principle it's so cool because, especially for like horror experiences, like Outlast was great because it was just a dim light, and as soon as you activate the night vision camera, it turns that green. But unless you're playing with the lights off, it does nothing to the experience. And then games like Last of Us, it portrays your health. And it's like, well, what's the point? Because I can't see it. And then even games like, where it just has a different colour for the multiplayer character, still doesn't really serve a point because you can't see it. And you're not going to play with it turned towards you like that. So, with that thin strip there, just going to pulsate that colour, I do think that's kind of a cool idea.
Until you play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, and it's
Grand
got
Theft Auto Online. Constantly in your face.
Yeah, well, because it's got the when you're off, the cops are after you, it flashes blue and red.
Yeah,
I would like that though, but it's the same.
The police busting at me.
We just get that'd be really funny if we get content ID for that.
Yeah, That'd be hilarious, actually.
Third-party rendition of Ambitions as a Rider by Tupac Shakur. My boy.
Yeah, we hang out with him on Tuesdays.
That's
which, conveniently enough, is today.
He's not really here.
That's how Tupac announces he's still alive. Yeah. He shows up on Game Mates.
Wow, we get all the views.
Oh my god!
I shouldn't put that in the title.
No,
with special guest Tupac Shakur.
with unconfirmed special guest Ghost of Tupac.
Yeah. So apart from the control, I think's cool. I'd like them to say 500 gig model, 350 terabyte model. Actually, have a dedicated terabyte model, but would also like it if they say. External storage now supported.
It should be.
Yeah, because that's somewhere where the Xbox really trumps the PS4. And a lot of people say it doesn't matter. But
it does.
500 gigabytes is fucking bollocks. And I've put the terabyte hard drive in my PS4, and people say you can put 2 terabytes in, which you can, but the specifications that they often say don't, because when you read into it, it will like overload the system, and make it run a lot hotter than it should. So even with my terabyte in there, I've got most of the games I'm playing now, but I only have 180 gigs left. It's not enough.
My Xbox One on 500 gigs is almost always full.
Yeah. Well, I've got my
point that I have to uninstall games in order to play something.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully, if I make plans to play a game tomorrow, that I have to the day before go on and make sure it's installed, and if not, figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens with this. I mean, the big thing for me is, because I assume at this point, this is going to be the same for them as Xbox One S was for Microsoft. The conference starts,
exactly.
They're just like, here is a trailer, August 2nd,
yeah,
bye for that, and they don't talk about it again. And then, or just at the end of the conference, it comes up. But I assume it's like, yeah, there you go, price cut. Oh, here's some numbers. Yeah, we're great. We've sold this many PS4s. Oh, look at us. We're so good.
Classic Sony stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, classic PR in general. And then,
yeah, but Sony's is very much like wanking themselves.
Sony have had ups and downs, because they 2013 is the best E3 I've ever watched. The
2013, yeah.
The E3 for PS4. When they literally, Jack, fucking, my boy, Jack Tretton, just fucking... And we won't, and you won't have to sign in periodically to authenticate. Fucking roof's just gonna explode, and he just stood there all smug, and you can trade in your games at retail. Again, we don't have to go back to that, because that's a much talked about issue, but, the fact that they were so celebrated for saying something just, wasn't even a thing.
Things will be the same.
Yeah, but the fact that was a statement in 2013, it's unthinkable now. Because you walk into a GameStop or an EB Games, and there's stacks of used Xbox One games.
And then I say,
on it, but
what the hell are all these pop figures doing here?
Yeah, well, yeah. But, crazy good E3. But then, the problem then, 2015, good. 2016, incredible. But
E3 was just great all around, except for Ubisoft.
Yeah. But what about that Bird game and Steep? Or Broken Bones Simulator.
Are you? Oh, actually, come on. You know that Steep's going to make for some great YouTube
we
videos.
Can't joke about that, really. Did you hear about that? So there was an actual... They were using real athletes to mocap. Yeah. And I think she was a young French skiing athlete. She might have even been an Olympian skier, and she was killed doing mocap. Yeah. Which, I mean, is completely tragic. But that game looks fucking terrible. So that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So... 2014 was the bad year for Sony, because that was it. They had such meteoric success with the PS4. They just came out, and it was fucking half an hour of them just stood on the stage being like, "Yeah, we've sold this many. Oh, look at this fan mail we're getting." Stupid.
Yeah, they didn't know what to. They had nothing to fill it with. No. Then that being said, 2014 nobody had anything to fill it with because there wasn't anything planned to be out.
That was the comeback kid Microsoft season. Yeah. They didn't have a ton, but it was okay, here's some Halo 5 teaser, and here's what else did they have that year? Oh, that was it, Master Chief Collection.
Yeah,
and that was the big one.
It's funny because I remember just like fans decided that was a good idea somehow. Probably like Microsoft. Like,
there was some kind of leak
some...
where they said someone saw the poster and it said like, you know, the legend, like relive the legend, and then like this date, and it was that sort of the hexagonal helmet.
But
and
that's
someone,
it.
Yeah, and someone was like, "Oh, it's marketing material. They're gonna make a 4 remaster, and Halo 2 is gonna have it." And everyone was like, "Fuck off! That's not gonna happen."
I remember saying to like everybody, like, "Man, I would totally pay for that."
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if it was like a Microsoft like going undercover to just like feel that out.
They're Deadpool in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. We're running out of time here, but what I will say, I'll ask you quickly.
Okay.
What, like, when it comes to Neo, which I assume is going to be the big chunk of, I'm guessing it's going to be a 40 to 45 minute PR event.
Oh yeah.
What do you think they're going to say about Neo, if anything? Like, is it just going to be Scorpio, like just talk about a bunch of random words? That mean big
it's
things?
going to be a lot of techno jargon, and I imagine that they're going to mention 4K at least 10 times.
10 times.
10 times. That's my guess.
I'll let you say something.
Yeah, it's just like I'm thinking about it. Like we saw the Xbox One S, we saw Scorpio leaks. We're seeing PS4 Slim leaks. We're probably going to see some kind of Neo leak right before. Nintendo's actually been surprisingly tight-shipped on this because a lot of it looks like old patents and speculation. There's been a lot of stuff, but nothing that's confirmable. When like I said, like they're just gonna like throw the box down there.
Right.
Now just picture if the NX gets leaked and Reggie's response, he'll just go out there and just like invite somebody up and be like, "Did you know about this?" And then just like punch him in the face, and then be like, "All right, let's go. Let's talk about this NX."
They would totally like. They would like. I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé, like,
and I've got a lot of rage built up inside me.
I'd like to welcome to the stage a young man who leaked our latest console. And they bring him out and he's on like what are those things like when you like tilt it like a gurney or whatever when you push it along?
I have no idea what you're trying.
I
don't know.
You like put it under a box and tilt it back and then walk with it.
Put it on a box.
It's a metal thing with wheels. You put the box on it and then like tilt it to make it easier to like. Not a forklift, but like...
Oh, like the ones that you see in the insane asylums.
Yeah.
Like Joker was in one in Arkham Asylum.
So one of those.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, got like the dunce hat on, like cuts all over him and stuff, and then Reggie's just like, just smiling, like looking at him.
That smile he has, but you can tell he's pissed in his eyes.
He just looks back at the camera.
He always looks like he's about this close to snapping and murdering a man.
Yeah.
Or woman. I don't know his preference.
Children. Children come before women.
Children's dreams, clearly.
Hey kids, heard you wanted another good Star Fox. Your parents have been telling you how great the Star Fox game is, so let me murder the dreams for you. The Star Fox game. I think PS4 NEO, similar to what they did with the PS4 February conference back in 2013, they'll talk the talk, but then right when you think like that's all it's going to be, they're like, here's a really popular game that this is what it looks like. Well, no, let's just show you what it could look like now. You've seen the trailers for it on PS4. Now let's see it running here. And
Last of Us remastered.
Oh, fucking hell. If they start doing that, I'm going to jump off a cliff. But I think you'll see something. I think
Killzone would be a good example.
Yeah.
Launched anew.
Just like show it loading side by side, see the speed differences, but
yeah.
That concludes part 1 of this week's Game Mates podcast. If you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe. Go to our playlists on our channel. We have a ton of old content there. We're starting to build
old? We've known this for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Ton of previous content. And there's always more coming as time goes.
Yeah.
Duncan, it's been a pleasure. And
Always.
We'll speak again.
We'll reconvene in about 2 minutes to do another one.